everyone. Welcome to my channel Biology All in One. Today we are discussing about 10th class SSC topic nutrition. In that nutrition we have already discussed about the autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition, how the nutrition categorized in the first video. Once you visit that video, if you not see up to now, after seeing that you come here. See here the nutrition categorized into three types as we have discussed in the earlier class. Here autotrophs, we know that what is autotrophs. Autotrophs are nothing but the organisms which provide or which can prepare their own food by themselves. See, the autotrophs follow a method known as photosynthesis. Here photo means light. Synthesis means combine. In presence of the light, the combination of the particles or the components is happening. See, by the combination, the production of the organic components is happening. See, the inorganic components, carbon dioxide, water, are the inorganic components. See, these inorganic components along with the water, few minerals also present. Remember that, you should not forget it. See, by using these inorganic components, there the formation or the production of the organic components are happening. See, the organic components are nothing but the complex one. You know that. The complex material or the organic components are glucose. Glucose is produced and that will be stored in the form of starch. Along with the glucose, there are some proteins as well as fats also produced. Actually, it happens in the photosynthesis process. Now we know this photosynthesis process. Now we are able to understand that how it produces. But before of 300 years ago, we don't know that how the photosynthesis takes place and what is photosynthesis also. See, they were think that only the soil is providing the food material which is from the plant. Means for the plant growth, only the soil is responsible. Our ancestors usually thinking that our plants are producing the food by depending on the soil only. No sunlight, no chlorophyll, nothing they know. They don't know about at least the water is utilized by the plants. Later on, one scientist, his name is Van Helmont. One scientist, his name is Van Helmont. Before of the photosynthesis equation was given, he firstly said that the plant is using not only the soil, for the plant growth, not only the soil is necessary, for the plant growth there are different components are essential, was said by the scientist Van Helmont for the first time. Actually, we used to believe still now the plants are the universal food providers. We used to believe that the plants are the universal food providers. That's fine. Obviously, that is correct. And here, the Van Helmont is the first scientist who said that not only the soil, many other different components are essential for the plant growth. See, as he said about that, later on our scientists are doing the investigations upon that. See, after doing many investigations, we came to know that the plants are needed many different components like water, minerals, salts, like that. See, once we look after that, how the equation has come. And what we used to believe, who are the scientists who worked upon this, now let us see. We are discussing now about a scientist, a great scientist His name is C.B. Juannil. In the year 1931, after knowing the equation, means he is also one of the investigator for the equation. See what he did, what he said. See here, actually we are using inorganic components. Sorry, plants are using inorganic components to produce the energy. That's what we have discussed. Yes or no? Plants are using inorganic components to produce the organic components. That we know. See, he said that, C.B. Juannil said that while producing every glucose molecule or every sugar molecule along with the carbohydrate, there is 1 mole of water, 1 molecule of water is being produced and 1 molecule of oxygen being produced, was said by the scientist C.B. Juannil. C.B. Juannil. He said that. And next, if you see here, what he developed and what he said after knowing this, he wants to know. What he wants to know? Where this oxygen is coming from. From where this oxygen is coming. Whether it is from the water or it is from the carbon dioxide. Without seeing that and without knowing that, we usually believe that oxygen is being produced because of the carbon dioxide. Because exchanging of the gases is happening. That's why oxygen is being produced by utilizing the carbon dioxide. Only we usually believe. But it was wrong. See, the C.B. Juannil experiment, in the C.B. Juannil experiment, he took the carbon dioxide. Instead of taking the oxygen molecule here, it took sulfate, S2S. So what happened here in the equation? Actually, again see H2O, energy, H2O, water, instead of here, instead of oxygen means O2, there is a production of S2. 2S or S2, we can write anything. See, S2 produced means here sulfur produced. By this equation, what we are understanding here, oxidizing is happening. Oxidization. Here, reduction is happening. By this reduction process, this carbon is reduced or reduced into the energy. And by this oxidation, the production of the sulfur is happening here. Instead of this S, if you take O, means oxygen, there is a production of HCH2O as usual, H2O as usual, and next here O2 production is happening. O2 means by this we understand that oxygen is produced only from the water by the method known as oxidization. Here, by the method of reduction, this carbon molecule along with the oxygen, this oxygen is useful for the production of the glucose. This is reduction and this is oxidation. So, this was given by the scientist C.B. Juannil. C.B. Juannil did different kinds of the experiment to understand how the glucose and how the water, how the oxygen generally evolves. See, by his all the investigations only, now we are able to understand how the oxygen is evolved. Remember, oxygen is evolved from the water by the oxidation process. And carbon dioxide, that whatever is here, is utilized by the plants to prepare the food material which is essential for the growth of the plant, known as carbohydrate. This carbohydrate is also known as glucose. That glucose is stored in the form of starch. And that stored food material can be used by the plants. See, here we are seeing the different kinds of the things. So, here as we are seeing, if you take oxygen, what will happen and all we have seen. Means instead of sulfur, if you take oxygen instead of sulfur over there, the oxygen liberation generally occurs. See, Robert Hill. The scientist name is Robert Hill. He used here oxygen. Oxygen he used. See, by using this oxygen mole, again, oxygen evolved. And he used the oxygen and he gave this equation. Not only this, and he represented the new equation that whatever we are using. See, 6CO2 plus moles, it depends on the moles only. C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. Here, sunlight by chlorophyll. This equation was given by the scientist Robert Hill. But for this, many different scientists have worked, like Juannil, Juannil, and many other different kinds of the scientists worked to give this equation. 300 years they suffered. 300 years without knowing how the photosynthesis is happening and how the plants are being producing and how the food is generally coming. Without knowing anything, we usually growing the crops up to 300 years. After the 300 years, we came to know this equation is being produced, different kinds of the things and which are essential for us. See, in the next classes, in upcoming classes, we are going to see different kinds of the experiment. What is essential, how the sunlight is essential for the plant, and how the oxygen is evolved during the photosynthesis, and we are going to observe different kinds of the things by listening this channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.